Good evening, everybody. Welcome to PatFacts. Sorry, trying to get the Instagram going here. Trying to get things unified and set up. Hey, Bonnie, good evening. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight, we're going to talk about unification or unity, as we like to mention it. Hey, Andrea, good to see you. Welcome, everybody, again. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. Patrick here, pat on your back, personal fitness. Welcome to PatFacts. Again, tonight we're going to talk about unity. And it came to me because of Saturday was the 20th anniversary of 9/11, the terrorist attacks on 9/11. And that brought together a lot of people. It made people really unify and come together. And it was really touching, really, to see the messages come up that day of people reminding us of that unity, of what was created from that kind of dire situation, all the unity that came to be. If you remember, good evening, everybody, thanks. The unification between the countries that really happened. A lot of Americans were stranded in the East Coast, and I know that's where I was at the time. I was still in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, all those airports had a lot of American flights diverted, and people took them into their homes and had them stay in their homes for a few days. It was sort of pre-Airbnb. That wasn't really a thing then. But people opened up their homes and their hospitalities and had everybody come in and gave them a place to stay and some food and just somewhere to be, so they weren't cooped up in an airport the whole time. So just kind of an example of that unity that came from that. And again, it was nice to see people mentioning that, because everything is so divided right now, unfortunately, with everything going on and all the issues that are currently plaguing us. There's a lot of division, and we need to be unified now more so than ever. So I just wanted to talk about that tonight. And that's right, Andrea, that East Coast hospitality, that's right, it came through at its finest when it was needed. And you could see the stories of different events that came back, different talk shows that decided, you know what, it's time to be back on the air. It's time to get life going again, maybe not back to normal, but at least get it moving. Because one of the main messages was, if we live in fear, then they've won. The groups that attacked us have won, and we don't want that. We want to be able to move forward and live our lives. And that came from a big sense of unity, everyone kind of rallying together. And even here it happened where we weren't really sure what was going to happening, what was going to go on. Is this going to happen to us? Is something else going to happen down there in US? What are we going to do? So everyone tried to really rally together and unify with each other and support each other and give each other that courage and that strength and just some insight sometimes into what was going on, and knowing again that people were there for each other when it was needed, and if something happened, what would we do, and how would we respond? So I just wanted to hop on and just remind everyone of that. Again, it was really, I was thinking of it when the anniversary was mentioned, and then I saw the posts of people doing it, and I thought it's definitely something that we need right now here at home just as much as anywhere else. Again, there's a lot of division right now because of different policies and procedures and beliefs and everything going on, and we need to be unified right now. We talked before about being a good community a few weeks ago, or a couple months ago, when here in Barrie we had a tornado. Again, a catastrophic event, but it really created unity within the community. We all came together and helped support each other and take care of each other, and all kind of be equal and be the same, and have that one common goal of being good to each other and giving each other the support that's needed. And that's where we need to be now. And I just wanted to remind everyone of that. Thanks, Bonnie. Bonnie says, just PatFacts is awesome unity. Thank you. Yeah, it's nice to have the community here within PatFacts and all get together and support each other and help each other and be here for each other when needed. It's a great community that we've created. And again, community, you can hear that unity is at the end of that word for a reason. It's a group of like-minded people. That's what a community is. So there's unity in that, because typically there's some sort of general beliefs or similar interests or things that bring everybody together, whether it's your living location, whether it's a club or a group you're part of, whether it's something like this online. Again, there's community there. So just thinking back for me, the events of September 11th really opened up and changed my life kind of indirectly, and I didn't know it at the time, and obviously not to the extent of anyone that was injured or lost loved ones that day, but that in effect opened the door for me to work for the Canadian Armed Forces that I did for 10 years. I started at a base in Nova Scotia, 14 Wing Greenwood. Shows out to those guys, because there was a lady there who was in Kabul working. She deployed over to help. They had to backfill her position. I wasn't even aware that it existed as a civilian position. And then that's when I applied. I got brought on board, came to Borden for some training, and really loved the organization. I had seen Ontario because my roommate was from here at university, and really liked it. And that brought me to Borden and now Barrie. And then that actually led to me going to Afghanistan, because I did a tour in 2006. And we've talked about that before, just the experiences, the unity that was created then from all the people I deployed with and even trained with. We all did training and selection in Kingston for 2 weeks. We had to spend time together. They mimicked our daily schedule as best they could, to look at some of the requirements, to see if we could handle it, to see if we could get along and cooperate with each other, and to see who were good fits to be sent over. So even just within that group, there was a big bond and unity that was formed. And then to go and deploy with most of those people, again, that bond got even deeper, and we created even more unity as we were there together. And we all were there for each other. We supported each other. Certain departments were a little understaffed, just because things were misjudged as far as the busyness of different services that were provided there. So we all chipped in and helped, even though that wasn't our responsibility or duty. We filled in to help out, and because we're a unit, we're a community within that community of the Canadian Armed Forces. Even though we're the civilian side, that was our community within the military community, within the whole base. It was an international base, and we were all part of that community as well. So it was really cool to, again, think back to that event. Again, I was in university when it happened. I remember I had come home from a class, and my roommate mentioned that the first plane had hit. We turned on the news, saw the second one, and we weren't really sure what to do, what was going on. Things carried on as per usual. For us during the day, we just kind of got updates as we had them. But again, that turned into ultimately a 10 plus year career for me, and a chance to go and support the military in a war zone, in a fighting situation, which I never really dreamed of that would be a possibility. I didn't expect it to be a possibility. I thought it was still military back that would do that for them. So again, it really created lots of unity for me. The staff I worked with in Greenwood, the people I taught, and a funny story with that, with the community, they always say the armed forces are just kind of one big family or a very small community. I flew over. I went to Kabul first. I served I worked in Kandahar, but we flew to Kabul to get some supplies and pick up some people. And I walk off the plane after flying from Canada and over, and ultimately get into Kabul. And the first person I see is a guy I used to teach at the base in Greenwood in Nova Scotia, the first base I worked at. He was the very first person I saw when I got off the plane. So again, that unity was there. That familiarity came to me right away. It made me feel at ease and comfortable being there and seeing that familiar face. So again, another form of unity, just in the bonds that we make and the friendships that we have, and the similar, again, interests that we share with each other. And there's so much we can do to support each other that way and help each other grow. And we've talked here about helping each other grow and ascend to the end and evolve. And I think we really need to, again, be mindful of those things. It seems like it typically takes something catastrophic to happen to really bring out the unity in people. And that's unfortunate. Fortunate that we become unified in those times of need, because that's when we really, really need each other. But it's unfortunate that sometimes we forget about that as we're getting our busy day-to-day rat race of life. So what I'd like to challenge you to do is to think of how you can bring more unity to you, to your communities, to your workplace, to your groups that you're with. What can you do to bring more unity to that? Andrea asked, did you head to Afghanistan around this time? I didn't head over until 2006. So I went over in July of 2006. So it was a few years after. I was still in university at the time. I think my second to last year, I believe. It was my second to last year there when it happened. And then again, a few months after I graduated, so when I started working for them. I graduated in the spring, and in November I started working for the Armed Forces in Nova Scotia, and then moved up here in 04 and 06. It was July 06 to January 07. I was in Afghanistan. So it was a few years after, but ultimately that event really led to that, because again, that lady that I backfilled, she was in Kabul for that. That opened the position that led to my dad actually sending me the job posting. Say, here, I saw this, thought you might be interested. And that led to, again, 10 plus years working for them, and the 6 months that I got to deploy and support in Kandahar as well. And Nads, welcome. Good evening. Good to see you. Thanks for promoting the show earlier and hopping on here. Good to see you. And again, we've got a lot of communities here within the platform. There's a Facebook community, there's a YouTube community, there's a Twitch community, there's an Instagram community, and we're all kind of meeting together and separately, but together at the same time to, again, get a little better, to help ourselves grow, to help us ascend till the end, like we like to say here, to help spread that positivity pandemic that good energy, and unity is a part of that. It's that positivity pandemic. Without that, there's division, and there's a lot of that now, too much of that, really. Again, be respectful of each other and agree to disagree, like we talked about a few weeks ago. If someone has a different opinion than you, that's okay. You can discuss it, maybe give your point, but at the same time hear their point of view. And then in the end, you could really agree to disagree in the end and still be okay and still be friends and still move forward. That's just their opinion. They're just doing what they feel is best for them at that time. And I see a lot of just division and anger and hatred being spewed out there. And it's the opposite of what we need right now. We need to come together. We need to bond even stronger to get through this time, but also to prepare for other times that are going to come. They've said this type of thing will happen again. So we need to be ready for it, individually, but also within our groups. So what I'd like to challenge you to do is think of how you can strengthen your own unity within yourself. We always say we want to start from within and work our way out. Take better care of ourselves. We can take better care of others, those that we need to. So how is your unity with yourself? How are you staying on track? How are those new routines going that we talked about last week? Are you sticking with them? Are you building toward them? Are you at least trying to put them in? Are you trying to be accurate with your way of life, with your beliefs? Are you practicing what you preach? Are you putting your best foot forward? And again, for me, that's kind of where we would start. And that's where I'm trying to look inward first and really make sure things are cleaned up, things are working well, things are consistent with my beliefs, my brand, and what my philosophies. And then I can take that good energy, because I know I'm being authentic to me, and then I can, again, project that outward and try to create some unity within the different areas of my life, whether that's with family, friends, coworkers, strangers. You're going to interact with a lot of people throughout the day. Some you know, some you don't know. But we want to try to promote that unity as best we can, to have a togetherness, to support each other as much as we can. And again, even those we don't know, because you never know when something could happen where we need to rely on each other. And again, ideally that bond's very strong first, And then we can draw on that when we need to, rather than waiting for something to happen and having to turn up that unity bond and then really help each other out that way. Again, it's great that everyone comes together in those trying times. But what I like to challenge us all to do is create that strong unity before those things occur. So that, again, that good bond is there. You know, have a good friend you can depend on. You can always give them a call. There's good unity there between the two of you or the group of you. And even if you don't talk for a while, you know you can call them and say hello, or, you know what, I need something right now, and they're there for you because you guys have that bond. And that's what I want us to try to build with other people. And again, it'll be different levels, obviously. You won't be as close to a stranger as you are with a good friend, but if you can put that good energy and try to create those bonds and that unity and that togetherness that we need right now, maybe they'll start to do that too. And maybe at their communities and at their levels, they'll create that kind of focus of unity. And as they do that, then again, that bond starts to grow. It's that positivity pandemic over again. It's that ripple effect. Hey, it starts here. I spread it to you guys. You pass it on to your communities. They pass it on to their communities, because we're all interconnected. We don't just have one set community. We all have multiple communities that we're a part of. And so the more we can put good energy forward and show our goals and our commitments and how it is we want society to function. And I know you guys are into this because you're here, and I see you post and I see you comment on posts online and interact with each other. Hey, Ethan, hope you're doing well. Good to see you. But what I want us to do is, again, keep that going and spread that energy to those outside of this community. Hopefully bringing some of them into the community so our community grows, but also strengthening your communities, getting more unity out there for us, so that, again, when something happens, we're ready for it. Just hop in the comments here. Andrea says, I struggle with self-care, as do everyone. So many people struggle with that. Do well for a bit and then sabotage myself with a few too many rewards, or have a setback with injuries and then feel negative. And that's common, Andrea. That happens to again, almost everybody. Happens to a lot of people where they do good for so long, and then they self-sabotage, or they fall off the wagon, or they have a little hiccup or a bump in the road, and then that can sometimes spiral into just falling off the wagon altogether. And then it's hard to get going again because that negative sort of energy or connotations there of, you know, I tried it, but it didn't work, so why bother? And we have to work through that. It takes more work to get through that, but try to kind of reframe it as a learning opportunity. So I had a hiccup, or I sabotaged, I fell off the wagon, however you want to call it. Maybe though that's the start. Maybe instead of sabotaging, just say, you know what, I had a bump in the road, I had a hiccup. You know, I made a little error in judgment. Try to reword it a little more positively, and then try to learn from it. That's why we talk a lot about trying to track what it is we're doing, so you can maybe find the slip up. What happened? Why did I suddenly not be able to get to bed at the time I wanted to for a couple of days after a week or so of doing great? What happened? You know what? I had some late appointments that day. We ate late. My routine was off, so it threw my night off. Okay, what can we do next time to avoid that from happening? What steps do I need to put in place? So again, sometimes it's about framing it a certain way and looking at it from a certain perspective, which again is very hard to do. I'm not here saying it's easy, but again, if you have a strong community around you, then that they can help you sometimes too. You know what? I'd love to get together for a drink, but you know what? I'm really trying to get into a routine of getting to bed at the same time every night, or spending some time with the family before the kids go to bed. Can we do it another time? And if you have a good, strong community around you, they should understand and say, of course, good luck with that. Is there any way I can help? You know what? That's a good idea. I think I should do that too. How about we help each other out? Again, we've talked before about the circle of 5. You're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So how's your circle? How's your people? How's my English? How are your people that you're surrounding yourself with? Maybe, again, that's a step to look at, but try to reframe some of those fixtures myself. I'm trying to be better at going to bed more consistently. same time, so I can get up at the same time and get good night's sleep and get up for the next day. I did good for about a week or so, and then my schedule changed, and that seemed to kind of throw me off a little bit. My routine changed after work. I know Natty's all about routines. That's why I keep saying it. My routine changed, so then that's affected when I can kind of when I'm getting myself to sleep. So what I've done in talking with a coach is trying to look at different cues. So what I have going on right now, I'm taking part in a free online course. It's a 5-day challenge, not related to this, but it's in the evening because of the timing of my work. I take the evening sessions. So now my cue is when I'm done my session, there's usually a little assignment I do that. And then that is my cue to say, okay, shut it down for the night and let's get some sleep. Let's get the nighttime routine in and get it going. So did okay with it last night. Not great, but the cues were there. It's starting. So try again tonight to kind of keep things going. And again, that unity that we have with ourselves gives us that kind of sense of going forward and not beating ourselves up for those mistakes. And like Andrea says, she's a great cheerleader for others, but seldom for herself. And again, that's a lot of people. We cheer for each other, we support others, we try to encourage them, and oh no, don't say that, you can do it. Don't be so negative on yourself. And then when something comes up to us, we go to the negative talk and kind of do as I say, not as I do mentality, where we coach them and cheerlead them, but then we beat ourselves up and don't have that unity again with ourselves that we need. And that's what I want us to do, is try to focus on building that strong unity within ourselves. What is it you want to do with life? What are your goals? What are your favorite kind of sayings? What are your beliefs? Are you staying true to your beliefs? Are you sticking to that vegan way of eating that you're trying to do? Are you sticking to no sugar? Are you sticking to no food after 8 p.m. and going to bed at the same time? Are you sticking to not cursing so much when I talk? Whatever it is you're working on, are you sticking with those things that you say is the way you want to live your life? Or are you following through with those? Are you sticking with those? That's kind of the first step. We want to clean it up and be very authentic with ourselves. Because if you're not, then you're kind of setting yourself up behind the 8 ball already, where that doubt and that uncertainty creeps in of, well, I know I say I want to do this, but I'm not doing it. So am I going to have that? I'm probably not going to have success when I try this other thing because I can't get these things clear in my head. So that's the first task, I think, is let's, again, focus on some self-unity, being clear with what it is. Again, if you need to, write it out. What are the things you need to do? Again, as the thing, I've heard Brendan Pritchard and Todd Durkin mention, who we've both shared information from both of them before. They have a kind of a rules list. Craig Valentine, I think, mentions it too. A lot of high performers say, here are my life rules. Here are my 10, 13, 5, 6 kind of main life rules. And here are my do not do list. So they'll write them out. They'll set them out to be clear with them. Almost like a company has a mission statement or a goal, a sales goal, a project goal. Same thing, put them down on paper. And then you can see them, you can refine them, you can tune them in. And then you can be reminded of them because you see them, you've clarified them. It's not just a thought up here, it's out on paper for you to see and adjust. And then you can really try to be unified with that thought and that belief and that way of life. And then again, that builds confidence because you're doing what you say. You mean what you say. You want to do a certain thing and you're doing it. That's that confidence, competence. You build confidence in doing it, and that makes you want to do it more and do other things because that confidence is there for you. So it's one of those things where you can build in. So again, that's my kind of first step for you, is look at unity, but again, within. Let's look at how our unity is within ourselves. And as much as we can fine tune and clarify that and get that where it needs to be, then that'll help us build our unity outward within those communities around us. And again, even strangers, we can build unity with those strangers. You probably see similar people when you go to retail, when you go to the grocery store or somewhere. You don't know them maybe, but you probably see them fairly often. So you can build that unity, a smile, a hello, how are you, how are things, and actually listen, build that bond. There's unity there. And then maybe you see them at another community event or just somewhere else outside of the store. Oh, hey, how are you? And then you can kind of share those moments and again build that bond. So you have bonds all over the place. And maybe if you're somewhere and something's happened, maybe you have a flat tire, maybe you're not sure where to go, maybe they'll be there to give you a hand and help. Oh, that's that nice person from the store who talks to me all the time when everyone else kind of treats me like garbage. That can be a big difference. So you better them, you better you, and there's a bond between the two of you. That could be directly or even kind of an indirect bond. And again, friends and family members, that bond's going to be super strong because of the history and the relationships there. But we want to build those up too and make sure that we're keeping everything strong and where we need it to be. I sort of pop in the comments here, gang, and kind of catch up. Natty says the key is forgiving yourself and carrying on, and that's for sure. That's the key. It's easier said than done from a lot of us, but that is the key: is forgiving yourself and moving on. And like I said, trying to look at it as a learning experience. If something goes wrong, try to learn from it. It's not a failure. Fail means first attempt in learning. So you learn from it and know what not to do the next time, and try to go a little further. That's what I tell people who are trying to say quit smoking and have fallen off the wagon and had a cigarette. That's okay. Let's figure out what happened. Now let's just try to go longer this time, as long as we can before maybe you have another one. You went 2 weeks, let's try to go at least 3 and build on things that way. Sometimes we get too caught up in doing everything at once. And remember, sometimes things take time. Sometimes there's progressions and steps that needed, and everyone's different. So remember, what worked for someone else in your community may not work for you, but you may be able to draw on what this person did and this person did and package that into something that does work better for you. Nice. One mistake isn't the end of progress. Everything in life is up and down, for sure. Everything is going to have ebbs and flows to it. There's going to be good times, bad times, productive times, slow times. In your business, there's probably different people, different times, of the year when things are busy and things are quiet. There's ebbs and flows to the world and to everything in our systems and things that go on. So again, as we talked about with routines last week, about creating that routine and looking ahead to know when maybe those ebbs and flows are going to come in. When are maybe some down times? When are maybe some times when, I'm so busy at work this time of year, it's very hard for me to be involved in the community or be around my friends and family because of the timing and my scheduling. So maybe you need to plan for that in advance. Maybe you need to do something beforehand or find little blocks of time. If you're really busy, you know what? I'd love to meet you for drinks, but I've got a lot going on. Let's just go I go for walks every day at lunchtime. Can you go for a quick walk with me? And we'll catch up. And then I have to get back to work. Okay, we have to make the time and put those things in. So if we look ahead and try to plan things out as much as we can, that should help us sort of manage these ups and downs. We can't avoid them typically. Maybe we can with some planning and some processes, maybe some strong unity. But generally, they kind of happen. But if we plan for them and are aware of them, then we can kind of work through them or manage them as best we can. And we talked again a few weeks ago about getting back into your fitness routine and how to manage that. And if you're away for a little bit, how to try to maintain as best you can and then come back to it. Build yourself back up to where you were. And maybe for some of your other goals and activities, maybe your unity, it's going to take a little bit of time to build it back up, especially for yourself. Again, like we've kind of said, we're the hardest on ourselves. But again, be patient with yourself. Be clear. That's why, again, write it down. Put things on paper. Create a rules list. Whatever works for you. Put things down. Try to go through them. And just work with them. And just pick one at a time. And as we said before, get one going. That one is going to affect those other goals as well because you're getting better. So it'll be easier to switch to the next goal because you'll have systems. And as you improve one area, other areas are going to naturally improve because, as we said, everything within us is intertwined. It's very hard to focus on just one thing, one system at a time because, again, everything is so intertwined and interrelated. Andrew says, telling my hubby tonight about some of my favorite seniors at work who are in their late 80s or 90s and are still active with their fitness, aquafit, swimming, skating, skiing. told them they're inspiration to me, and I want us to be able to be like that. We need to hold each other accountable for sure. And that's creating some unity between you and your husband, which obviously there's tons of unity there as you're already married. So hopefully there is. No, I know there's lots there already, but that's another way to help each other out. And again, Andrea's looking down the road. She's thinking in advance. What can we do now? And really, that's what fitness is. It's preventative medicine. We're all going to age and get older. We can't do anything about that. But what we can do is slow down the aging process. We can stay healthy. We can stay limber. We can hopefully either reduce the chance of injury, maybe prevent injury, or at least be healthy enough to sort of manage injuries if we get them, hopefully come back from them. And even as we get into our elder years, be able to handle some of the injuries and things that'll come. An injury in your 20s and 30s maybe results in arthritis later on in your life. But again, activity and exercise help arthritis management. And that's what I like to do. Part of what I like to do as a fitness coach is, yes, make you operationally fit for now so you can handle those daily battles life throws your way. But I also want you to have a good quality of life. And we've talked before, again, quality versus quantity. I want you to have a good quality of life that hopefully is very long. But is it really worth having a quantity of life, a very long life, if you're suffering for years and years, if you're in pain, if you can't do those activities that you'd like to do, you can't be active and social for a lot of those seniors that Andrea sees at work. And I know because I used to work where she works, a lot of those seniors, that's their social time as well. That's their community time. They come in to exercise and do aquafit or some swimming, and they chat, they say hello, or they go afterwards and they go for a coffee or go somewhere and have a talk. That's their unity is built around their fitness. A common interest created a community that now they spend time together and share with each other, support each other, help each other when they get sick, support each other when maybe a spouse gets sick. They help each other that way too. So again, it's all, as you can see, all these things that we talk about each week are all interrelated to the other things we've talked about. Andrea brought up accountability. That comes from unity. Accountability to yourself, and now having an accountability partner that's going to help you move yourself along toward that goal that you have, or help you stay on track with those goals that you have. And that's going to help us, again, have more success. And that'll help us want to do newer things or challenge ourselves even further because we've had success here. And again, we just want to layer things up and build that sort of competence confidence sandwich of one layer on top of the other. We do something, we build confidence that gives us competence in a skill, and we want to apply that to something else, or take a risk doing something else because we've succeeded in doing this one as well. And Bonnie says that she's going to be Andrea's cheerleader. Shine your bright light. Bonnie's a great cheerleader, so you're in good hands, Andrea. And I know you guys have become virtual friends here during your time on PatFacts. That's been so great to see that. Again, that community expand past just being here once a week or 3 times a week when we first started, to now being interacting with each other online and becoming friends and supporting each other. And Andrea really appreciates that. Says Bonnie's so sweet. So again, there's unity that we've built with each other since March of 2020. We've built our own unity here. And again, there's people that I know from other communities on Twitch that are tuning in. There's people who've done my workouts. There's people who I know from the 3 Wise Men video that I was doing, the show that I was doing once a week up until about a month ago. All these communities, and again, unity is the end of community. So it's a group of people coming together. So we've built unity here. And I know that I can reach out to this community and ask for questions, ask for support, ask for guidance. And you guys can do that with each other too. I've seen you do it with each other and ask and comment on posts and interact there. I see everyone interacting together, and it's so great to see. And then we have sometimes someone come back to the community who hasn't been here for a while. And, hey, welcome back. Good to see you. It's that old friend that hasn't been there for a while. But again, what I want you to do is think of, how can you start from within? How can I build my own unity turn off everybody else for a while. Turn off the news, turn off the debates, turn off politics, turn off the pandemic, not the positivity pandemic, but the pandemic. Turn off the negativity, turn off masks versus no, vax versus no. Turn that off for a bit and look within. Where can I improve my unity with myself and be more authentic to myself and what it is I want to be? And then that's going to create an even stronger energy and charge that's going to attract people to me that are on similar path or have similar beliefs and similar interests. I always like my clients to start inward first and then work out. We're too eager to take care of everyone, take care of you, take care of you, take care of you, take care of you. And looking at the chat, I know there's pretty much the majority of you are that way. You take care of others first, you put yourself fourth or fifth or sixth until you get run down, you get hurt, something happens, and then you're not quite where you need to be to kind of work through that as much as you'd like to. Or you feel like you're letting all those people down because you can't be who you usually are. So again, let's prevent that. Let's start from within. Let's strengthen ourselves. Let's build our unity first. And then that's going to really strengthen our unity outward in our communities, your church groups, your work groups, your online platforms, whatever it is. Be true to yourself, but take care of yourself. Again, my mentor, Peter Twist, is a leader of one, a leader of many. If you can't lead one, you can't lead any. So let's start within. Let's build that unity. Let's think about how you want to live your life. Some of you are parents. Some of you are not. Some of you are for parents. Think how you want to lead for your kids. Think how your parents maybe want you to be or how they were, the examples they gave you. And we're all at different stages of our life, but again, it's never too late to try to improve and get better. So again, I really encourage you to jot down some things, some way. Just think of how you live your life now. What are the things I believe in? What are the things I try to do and bring forward? And then are there ways I could maybe do those better? Or have I maybe gotten away from those because of all the negativity and the hardships and things going on? Or am I giving out too much energy and not, again, filling up my cup first? And then I want you to really look and fine-tune those beliefs, those ways of life, and work on them. Maybe make it part of your routine. See what I did there? Maybe that's part of your routine is working on those things. And build the confidence up. Build yourself up. Feel good about yourself so you can stand up tall and, again, give that good energy and create that external unity that we all really need right now and are going to need for a long time, I believe. And again, depending on who you ask, there's some people out there that are trying to create division or just living in a divisive mindset. And again, I try to be as inclusive and unity as I can, that if you have a different opinion than me, that's okay. It's wrong, but it's okay. It's your opinion. It's your belief. It's what again, maybe it's what works best for you in this current situation. Hopefully we're all making educated responses to the things that are going on in our life right now. And we're not just maybe believing something or being pulled one way. Look for information. Look within your community for maybe different points of view or different information. But let's just agree to disagree and be kind human beings to each other. And let's create that nice, strong unity within, then without. So that, again, we can have a great quality of life. We can have a high enjoyment level, a high level of positivity. Hopefully we can limit or diminish or even hopefully avoid these kind of pandemics from happening again, because we build that unity and that positivity and we de-stress all this negativity and heaviness. It's just going to open us up to being susceptible to these things. We have to take care of ourselves. So I always say, ramp up your self-care. This is the next step in that. Thanks, Nadia. Yeah, look within. It's so important to do. And again, not a lot of us do it as much as we should. Even if we do it, it may not be as deep within as we need to be, or really studying and observing and being aware of what it is that we need or are missing or are wanting. And again, I know a lot of you here in this chat, it's hard for you because you feel maybe it's a little selfish, but it's not. It's important for you to fill your cup up, to take care of yourself first, because you're going to take even better care of those around you than you already are. That's the reward in that. Again, it's going to take work and some time, but that's the reward of being able to take better care of those people around you that you're trying to take care of or interact with than you already are. And I know you're all doing amazing things as it is. Just think how great it could be if you really fine-tune yourself and look within and make yourself the priority that you deserve to be, like we like to say here. We can change things. We can keep things better. We want to make things different than they were in March 2020 when this whole thing started. Sometimes I think we're the minority in that, but you know what? That's okay. We're a strong minority. We can do this. And I know there's other groups around who are similar to us, colleagues of mine, friends of mine, other trainers, other groups. So these little groups are going to start making some noise and teaching people, explaining to people that we don't need to go back. We're still going forward. We don't need to be divided. Let's be unified. I can think of 3 different examples over the past just year in different places when you can just see the change when they go from division to more of a unified stance, and then back again and things change again. But you can just see it. It doesn't take a lot. So again, let's look within first, fill up our cup, fine-tune ourselves, be unified with who we want to be and who we desire to be. And again, it's not going to happen just like that, but put the steps in place and just take it one day at a time. And know that you have a community here that's going to support you and help you and lift you up and give you that boost when you need it, that great job when you need it, and the kick in the pants when you need it as well. Because we all need that sometimes too. So I'd love to hear from you in the chat. I know we're getting a little long here. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'd love to hear from you in the chat, in the comments, whether you're live or watching a recording. Maybe some ways you're going to increase your unity of yourself, your self-unity first. What are you going to work on? Or what is it you believe, how you live your life? And what are you going to do to really amplify that, exemplify that? And then how are you going to reach out and create unity within your surrounding areas? I'd love to hear from you what's going on, how it's going. Again, come back to the videos and update us, comment on us on these. Or next week, come back with what you've been doing. Well, I'll gladly take a few minutes if I see it in the chat to talk about it some more and to keep things moving forward and growing and going together. But let's hear from you. Let's hear these examples. And if it's in writing, then we can help keep each other accountable and check in with each other. So let's grow our internal unity, make it very strong so that, again, we're there for ourselves when we need to be. And then we can be even more there for those around us when they need us with strong unity. And let's build that unity up. Don't wait for something to happen. Let's build some unity up, whether it's virtually, whether it's in person. Share your energy, share your positivity pandemic. It's over my head here on my sign. Share that out there. Let's build each other up after we build ourselves up. And let's create a great, positive, thriving, bright, inclusive community that we should all deserve to live in and want to live in. And again, I know because you guys are here, you do want to do that. Thanks, Andrea. Appreciate you being here and for the feedback. Same for you, Bonnie. And Natty, thanks. Great. Thanks for being here. I know, again, there's lots of options I know for you guys to check out and to do and to be taking in. And it's still light for a little while longer in the evening. So I really appreciate you making time for us here every week. I love the community that we have. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here. Hopefully we'll see you again next Wednesday at 6. Just a quick reminder, Terry Fox Run is this weekend. It's not too late to join our team. If you go to terryfox.ca/POYB fit, like pat on your back fit, POYB fit, You can join up there. You can join the team. It's a virtual run. You can do it whenever you want to. Sunday is the date, but you can do it whenever you want to. If you aren't able to participate, would like to sponsor the team or donate, you can do it there as well. That would be greatly appreciated, as we're trying to raise some money for a good cause. So yeah, any support would be appreciated for that. And again, some big things coming. Take care, Andrea. Thanks for being here. Online virtual coaching. Again, I'm just finalizing some details. That's coming out soon. And the workout platform is coming back. Again, I'm looking at some of the best ways to provide it to you guys. But I do want to have that coming out very soon for you, so that you can get back to the workouts that we were doing and have them at your disposal on demand. And use them when you need to, and add some new content and some other things coming along as well. I will, Nadia. I'll post that on Instagram. I haven't been putting it out yet, but I got to put it out there soon so people can sign up. But thanks, everyone. Again, thanks, Brana, for tuning in on IG. Hopefully, we'll see you again every Wednesday. We're here 6 p.m. Eastern time. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram Live, PatFacts, and it's there for replay. So if you miss it live, you can tune in afterwards and catch the replay as well. There's past episodes on my profile, so you can go back and check them out if you like. Thanks again, everyone, for being here. Remember, always make yourself the priority that you deserve to be by striving to be operationally fit. Stay safe, take care, and we'll talk to you next week.